Hello students, how are you? Are you worried about the current situation? A negative thinker always see the difficulty in every opportunity, while a positive thinker always see the opportunity in every difficulty. So keep yourself away, stay away from the people having negative mindset or cheap mentality. So let me welcome you all in today's class, GST in India, a simplified overview, part 10. In today's class, I will discuss registration under GST. In the last class, we have completed half part of the registration, that is registration under section 22, that is if a threshold limit or turnover limit crosses, then in that case registration is obligatory or mandatory. But in today's class, we will discuss section 24 where registration is mandatory irrespective of turnover in case of certain specified persons, and where registration is not required, that is under section 23 person not liable for registration. So let us concentrate on the slide. So here you see notified supplier liable for registration, that is mandatory irrespective of turnover under section 24. Who are the person compulsorily they have to register under section 24 irrespective of turnover? That means whether it is immaterial that how much turnover is there in the previous year. So irrespective of turnover, specified persons they are liable to register. Who are those persons? Let us see one by one. Number one, you see persons making interstate taxable supply of only goods except handicraft goods. If any person makes supply of interstate taxable supply of goods except handicraft goods, then he is liable to register in his irrespective of turnover. So in case of handicraft goods, we have discussed in the last class. So I don't think that you can follow it. Next, number B, number two, casual taxable persons, they are liable to register themselves irrespective of turnover, because casual taxable person making taxable supply has to register himself immediately. Casual, who are casual taxable person, and they are supposed to themselves registered immediately. Who are casual taxable person? Let us see. Casual taxable person under section 2 subsection 20, person who occasionally or temporarily casually performs transactions. That means certain people occasionally or casually performs certain transactions by supplying goods or services or both as principal or agent or in any other capacity in the course of business in a state where he has no fixed place of business. So sometime a a person from some other state come to some other states for the purpose of supplying goods or services for a temporary period occasionally. So there are three conditions, you see: casually, occasionally or temporarily he performed transaction, number one. Number two, in the course of business, and no fixed place of business. So if these three conditions are fulfilled, then that person is treated as casual taxable person. Example, in case of exhibition or book fair, trade fair, in such cases we see that various dealer, various person or various shopkeeper comes from various states where their exhibition takes place or book fair or trade fair takes place. So they are supposed to get themselves immediately registered because they are casual taxable person, because they have no fixed place of business. Okay, I think that you can follow it. Suppose a dealer from Bombay comes to Bengal or Assam in an exhibition, and in that exhibition he shows from his items in which he deals with. So in that shop, in the shop where he has been showing the goods in the exhibition, because in that state he has got no registration, no fixed place of supply, no fixed place of business. So he has to register in that state. So in case of trade fair, book fair, exhibition, and etc., these are treated as casual taxable person who come from other states. So they are supposed to get registered themselves immediately, irrespective of their turnover. Now let us proceed next. In the next slide, you see number 3, person who are required to pay tax under RCM. I have already discussed RCM in my earlier videos, and there is a full video on RCM. You can see, go through it. So reverse charge mechanism, under reverse charge mechanism, buyer has to pay the tax. So a case where buyer or recipient has to pay tax, then he has to register, not the person supplying the goods. So person who are required to pay tax under RCM, then in that case, this buyer or recipient has to register himself and pay tax. So it is compulsory registration under section 24. Again, non-resident taxable person. Non-resident taxable person are similarly like CTP, casual taxable person. They are from the within the country because they have no fixed place of business, but they are the citizens of India. But in case of non-resident taxable persons, they are immediately supposed to make themselves take their registration, irrespective of their turnover. So similarly, as CTP, that is casual taxable person, non-resident taxable persons are also supposed to take themselves, get registered. Person who make taxable supply of goods or services as an agent or job worker of other taxable person. Person who make taxable supply of goods or services as an agent or job worker of other taxable person, they are also supposed to get themselves registered under section 24. But there is exception in case of jewelry. Again, next you see number 8, all electronic commerce operator, e-commerce operator like Flipkart, Amazon, Snapdeal, etc. They are known as aggregating agency, aggregator or electric commerce operator. They are who needs to collect TCS and not covered under section 95. They are supposed to get themselves registered under section 24. Similarly, persons or company supplying goods only through e-commerce operator. Earlier, I have mentioned this Flipkart, Amazon, Snapdeal, etc. Any person or any company who supply their goods through these e-commerce operator, they are also need to be registered themselves. Okay, I think that first one is the e-commerce operator. They have themselves have to register, and number G, this is person or company supplying goods through these e-commerce operator. Now next number H, all TDS deductor. All TDS deductor whose TDS has been deducted, TDS deductor or input service distributor, that is from head office to branch office while supplying goods, they have to get themselves registered normally. So in case of TDS deductor or input service distributor, registration is compulsory under section 24. Now you see there is a note, person exclusively engaged in supply of goods like edible ice cream, pan masala, tobacco and its substitutes are liable to compulsory registration. Over and above these, we have discussed in till up to the earlier slide. These persons who deals with these items, pan masala, tobacco and such related items, they are supposed to get themselves registered compulsorily under section 24. Person who are required to pay tax under section 95 on notified services only by e-commerce operator on government notification. Sometimes government give notification, and under that notification certain persons are compulsory, they have to get registered. So person who are required to pay tax under section 95 on notified services. What are those notified services? We will go through in the next slide. You see, only by e-commerce operator under government notification they have to get themselves registered. Here neither supplier, that is under forward charge mechanism, nor recipient under reverse charge mechanism pay tax, but the e-commerce operator has to pay tax. Now you see here e-commerce operator or aggregator, we call e-commerce operator as aggregator, or his representative will pay tax. If suppose there is no e-commerce operator, but their agent or representative is looking after the business, then his representative will pay tax. If there is no representative, then they have to get appoint their representative, and ultimately e-commerce operator through their representative or anyway they have to pay tax or get themselves registered under section 24, but only if the service provider is not obligatory or liable to register and pay tax under section 22. So this is obligatory only in case that where the service provider is not obligatory. In that case, the aggregator will pay tax. Suppose under section 22, the turnover limit crosses and service provider is obligatory. In that case, aggregator is not liable to get themselves registered. On the other hand, if the limit crosses, that means if the limit of the service provider crosses, then the supplier, that is the service provider, will pay tax to the government, not the e-commerce operator. And in the following notified services, what are those notified services? Except transportation, you see in the next slide. Here you see these are the three services A, B, and C. Let us see one was for passenger transport services. In case of transport services by motor, cab, maxi cab, radio taxi, motorcycle, etc., like Ola, Uber, Rapido, etc. Here e-commerce operator is always liable to pay GST under RCM. Okay, I think that you can follow it. So under passenger transportation services, e-commerce operator is liable to pay GST under RCM. So they have to get themselves registered. Similarly, in case of accommodation booking services like hotel, club, guest house, lodging services, these are booked through what? Oyo, Trivago, Make My Trip, Yatra.com. So through these agencies, these accommodation services are booked. Hotels, club, guest house are booked. So here, if the supplier is registered person, if the supplier, the hotel, club, guest house, etc., if these are supplier is registered person, he is liable, not e-commerce operator. But if supplier is unregistered person, if the supplier service provider is not registered person, he is unregistered person, then in that case e-commerce operator will pay tax under reverse charge mechanism and has to get themselves registered. Similarly, for housekeeping services such as carpeting services, electrician services, interior services, plumber services, etc., these services are provided through one agency, say Urban Club. So through Urban Club, these services are provided. In this case, again, the same accommodation rule is provided. That is, if the service provider or supplier is a registered person, then he is liable to get themselves register and pay tax. But if the service provider is not registered person, then they will not pay tax, but the e-commerce operator, or that is here in this case Urban Club, will pay tax and has to get themselves registered. So these are the rules for the registration under section 24 compulsory. Now let us see under section 23, persons not liable for registration. So who are the person not liable for registration under section 23? So we have already discussed section 22 and 24, where persons are compulsorily they have to register either on the turnover basis or on the specified persons basis, irrespective of turnover. Now you see, one who is exclusively engaged in the business of supplying goods or services or both, which are not liable to tax. If a person is engaged in such services or goods, supplying goods or services, which is not liable to pay tax, that is non-taxable supply of goods. such as alcohol, liquor. In that case, they are not supposed to register for GST because these goods are the items in which he is dealing is not liable to pay tax under GST because alcohol, liquor are not liable to be not taxable under GST. Again, wholly exempted from tax. If the person is engaged in such supply of goods or services exempt from tax, such as agricultural produce or education to old age people. So these type of services are supplied by the any person. Then in that case, registration is not compulsory, is not required to register. So under section 23, these person who are dealing with not non-taxable goods and exempted goods, they are not supposed to get themselves registered. Again, registration is needed only for that state or place of business from where any taxable supply takes place, not in that place of business or state from where only exempted supply is made. So here you see registration is required only if that the from where any taxable supply takes place. If taxable supply of goods, if the goods supplied are taxable supply of goods are supplied from any state, that in that case, then the registration is required. But not that place from where only exempted supply is made. From a place where exempted supply is made, then registration is not required. So I think that you can follow it. Again, let us see to the next slide. A farmer or agriculturist is not required to get themselves registered because their supplies are his produce out of his cultivation. So here registration is not mandatory, not required. Category of persons is specified by government notification on recommendation of the council. Sometimes government specified and give certain notification through official gazette on the recommendation of the council. In that case, such registration is not required. Now you see, person making interstate supply of service having a turnover not more than 20 lakhs on all India basis. Person making interstate supply of services. If a person is supplying interstate supply of services having less than having a turnover not more than 20 lakh, or in case of specified state, that is Manipur, Mizoram, Nagaland and Tripura, 10 lakhs. So if this limit is not crossed, not above, then in that case it is not required to get themselves registered. Person making supply, the tax on which is liable to be paid by the buyer or recipient under RCM as mentioned under section 9 subsection 3. So if the buyer or recipient is liable to pay tax under reverse charge mechanism method, in that case person making supply is not required to liable to be registered himself. So let us see the next number under section 23. Person making interstate supply of notified handicraft goods having a turnover not exceeding 20 lakhs on all India basis. A person making interstate supply of notified handicraft goods having a turnover not exceeding 20 lakhs, in that case the registration is not required, and this limit of 20 lakhs is 10 lakhs in case of Manipur, Mizoram, Nagaland and Tripura, that is specified states. Again CTP, that is casual taxable person making interstate taxable supply of handicraft goods and notified handicraft goods having a turnover not exceeding 20 lakh on all India basis and 10 lakhs in case of Manipur, Mizoram, Nagaland and Tripura. So in case of casual taxable person also, if these limits of 20 lakh or 10 lakhs specified cases is not crosses this limit in case of handicraft goods and notified handicraft goods, then the registration is not required or not mandatory. Now you see next number, job workers engaged in interstate supply of services to a registered person. If a job worker is engaged in any interstate supply of goods or interested supply of services to a registered person. If a job worker is supplying services to a registered person in another state, then it is not required to get themselves registered under section 23. So it is exempted or not liable to be registered. Person supplying goods through e-commerce operator and whose annual turnover not exceeding 20 lakh or 10 lakhs as the case may be in case of specified states, then he is not required to get himself registered. Person supplying goods through e-commerce operator. We have already discussed that any company or any person or any dealer who is supplying goods through e-commerce operator and whose annual turnover is not exceeding this limit, in that case he is not required to get himself registered under because as per section 23 he is not liable to register. And regarding this specified states category, this status is subject to change because from time to time as per GST Council's meeting takes place, the specified states category or status may be changed from time to time. So at present there are 4 states, it may be increased or it may be decreased. So as on that you have to take note of the states, that whether it belongs to the specified category or not. So now you see we have already discussed section 22, 23 and 24 completed, and registration is over, I think. And now you see every person liable to be registered will apply for registration within 30 days. So if a person is not under this category of 23, but if he falls either in the category of 22 or under the category of 24, he must have to get himself registered and will apply for registration within 30 days from the date of being liable under section 25. And he can get himself registered online. So this is all about today's video, and I once again remind you, dear students, that you keep yourself away from the people who always see the problems in the solution. So you stay ahead from such people, but you try to focus on solution. Always you focus on solution and try to see the solution in every problem. So thank you. Take care. Bye bye.